Well, Pezza, that was a day of Test cricket to savour in the most special time of year for us down here, down under. Pakistan finished 264 all out, bowled out just before lunch on the third day. No one knows what day it is, but it is day 3 of the Boxing Day Test match. That's how people greet each other in the streets. That was 54 runs behind Australia's first innings of 318. Australia now are 241 runs in front. They are 6 for 187. But the story of the day, Pezza, is partially the Bison scoring 96 before being dismissed. He said afterwards to Howie that he, his brother, and his dad have all been dismissed in the 90s in a Boxing Day Test match. First of all, must be nice having your dad there, Bison, okay? Let's not rub it in our faces. Steve Smith out last ball of the day for a gritty 50, apparently his second slowest 50 ever, or some shit. But Pezza, the day is all about Abdullah Shafiq probably costing Pakistan a test match with some of the hardest hands I've ever seen in my entire life. This is a crippling case of August hands. August hands being you have lived in Antarctica during the winter months for so long, and then you go to pre-season training and your hands are so hard, and that kookaburra slaps into those digits there. It slaps into the mitts, and it feels so hard. That's why it's called August hands. I've not seen August hands like these since Edward Scissorhands got a slips cradle for Christmas one year. That's right, I'm here all week. That's day 3 of the Boxing Day Test match, Pezza. Abdullah Shafiq, he's my man of the match. He's a man of my heart. He has won the game for Australia. Any fucking danger, lads, of hanging on to one, Pezza?
Fucking, mate, I love that shit so much. Mate, I love all of this. I'm off script here, by the way. Not that we actually write a script, but like some people might notice that I'm now broadcasting to you, and by broadcast is a generous term. We're on a Zoom call with a camera, but I'm at my friend's house at a barbecue, and my day today was like listening to the cricket on the radio for most of the day, and then I've watched the last hour and a half, and I've caught up with highlights on social, etc. I've had enough of the optical sense of the day, plus listening to a lot of wonderful insight. Again, SEN. It's not even a sponsored shout out. I just think it's a great commentary team, and so I feel like sensorially, that's not even a word, but like connected to the day. And I'm about to go to a barbecue in Australia, and I'm wearing a Nakubra, slightly ironically, but I did spend some time in Northern Territory, and it feels really good on my head. Now, that's just to set the scene. But like some people, he goes, might say, vis-a-vis this test in particular, they might critique us by saying that, TGC's been leaning on stereotypes, of Australian dominance, opposition haplessness, and calamity. Some might say we've been doing that lazily, casually. Some might suggest we've not even been watching the game. And, that might be a reasonable critique. Incorrect, but reasonable. And I think, I just think today was very, very good gear. It was so good, he goes, that I think the average pause in front of the TV for the everyday Australian with cost of living pressures rose from 1.5 seconds to maybe 10 seconds, maybe 15, either side of lunch. Okay? Maybe taking a replay. Maybe, dare I say it, he goes, sit down. Sit down on the couch. Now, let's not go too far. We're not registered sex offenders, he goes. But my point is that the cricket...
Registered being the key term.
My point is the cricket was good today. I'm talking either side of lunch now, he goes. Amar Jamil. I think I got it right first time. He applied himself with the bat, and I'm cocking an eye at the TV. But like, when Australia come into bat, there are a few better sights, sounds, senses than when Pakistan get the tamasha running. Like when somehow the Pakistan nation summons the elements of momentum. All of a sudden, it's overcast. The ball is scarlet red. Shaheen Shah Afridi's jaw is sharper and squarer than we've ever seen it before.
Easter Island stuff.
Exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth. Blokes are nicking. chopping on, strangled, getting cleaned up. It's a glorious thing. Australia is 4 for 16 in the way we say it. 4 for 16, and I'm standing in front of the TV for 10 to 15 seconds. And then they take a freebie off after 3 overs after lunch for some reason. Jamal lets Marsh hit 3 boundaries in an over, and Shafiq's doing Auslan, for Bob Catter's clock speech.
Hassan Ali's doing some Oz aerobics down in front of Bay 13.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, exactly, it's like Shafiq's doing Auslan to the croc speech, and it's all over now. And I should say, sorry, for a brief moment, we almost had the pavilion in Pakistan convening an emergency show. I believe this test is not being broadcast into Pakistan due to some miscreant imposing gambling ads, which is a big no-no in Pakistan, so now no one gets to watch it. But all of a sudden, Wasim's being given permission from Fox and Triple M to jump on a Zoom call or whatever it is, and now they're doing, that post-India win dance again. And I'm fucking up and about, and Wasim's wearing a Pepsi One Day Guernsey. They're doing the Bart Simpson Conan dance off The Simpsons, and things are looking good. But then what are we looking at? Then it's just Mitch Marsh is pulling you off the front dog. Junior's telling you that your field's shit, and all of suburban Melbourne have their rigs out in the Shane Warne stand, and you can hear the swill and the sound of the Frankston line just drinking. And everything's safe again in Australia. And to me, that was day 3, and I liked Smith's 50. It was the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life, but it's safe as fuck for me. I'm sorry. Good on Kez.
I really did think that today was just a really good game of cricket today. Like I was into the gear today.
Teams
I
playing
was
cricket.
into how good the gear was today. 2 teams playing cricket in good gear. I was so invested in the cricket that when I was inevitably just walking in and out of rooms, I never really know where I'm going, and I sort of forget where I'm going. But I do seem to notice when the cricket's on, I do tend to visit and frequent different rooms in the house for some reason. But when I was going past the television en route to a different room, I thought, you know what? I'm going to wait for the bowler to finish this delivery. I was standing at the television, sort of like standing almost like directly over it, just thinking like, is something going to happen? Because something might happen. That was the interest in the game today. Abdullah Shafiq's drop, followed by Shan Masood's misfield, which goes for 4 the following delivery, followed by Imam like flicking back to maybe Shaheen, which was just an air flick. Nothing happened after that. Couple of misfields. A couple of buys, it's so fragile. Like the vibe and the energy and the momentum of Pakistan that they had was just so fragile. But like as bad a drop as that was, just the life of the party was fucking sucked out of the room, just like your ex-girlfriend turning up to a house party, just going, well, my night's over. Like, this is me done. I've got nothing left to give. I'm out of here, boys. See you later. Which is depressing yet equally funny, and it's also given Australia an opportunity to be 4 for 16. When Marsh was dropped, it would have been 5 for something, and the lead was 70, I think. So it would have been effectively 5 for 70. When that happened, I think it was. Marsh was on 20 at the time. Maybe that's not quite right, but Marsh was on 20 at the time.
I think it was his 20.
And then Carey was in next, obviously, and who is obviously a little bit shorter runs. And you're just thinking, well, are we looking at something here? And so Australia now is going to have this position where it's actually now a famous come from behind victory. So like Pakistan have just given us everything, including Christmas presents yesterday on Christmas Day. So fucking hell, well played, Pakistan. I've had a lovely, lovely Christmas break.
I think they I wouldn't say if Australia wins, it's a famous come from behind victory. But I do think Pakistan tickled our balls. I think it was a ball tickle to be fair to them, but This is 5 days of cold, hard Test cricket in Australia. You've got to be on at all costs and all times. And at the end of the day, and it is the end of the day, not even a figure of speech.
Yeah.
Australia has dominated 2/3 of the day. And like Pakistan had got their tamasha running, and it's just such the fragility is the perfect word for it. He goes like, it's almost like Shafiq's drop catch like broke the spell of whatever was going on, and I guess that's what happens when you're playing a good team. You know that if that kind of catch goes down, because it's not just the drop catch as it registers on the like. As a fact in and of itself, it's the type of catch that it was. It's when it happens.
Yeah.
It's the way it goes down. It's the way that second slip doesn't notice it either. It's the way that first slip, Shafiq, for 1 second, starts to complain to second slip, then realizes, no, I've dropped that catch. It's everyone in his team seeing that. It's Junior on comms, tearing you to shreds. A couple of hours later, I've had a few more beers. Now I'm getting slow-mo replays in 8K of some poor Pakistan bloke whose shoes come off as he's picked up a ball at fucking forward square. How does his shoe come off? Who's ever played a game of cricket when you pick up a ball and your shoe just comes off? Only Pakistan. Why? And I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like it. I fucking love that Pakistan is about that. And I don't mean that in a like a patronising way. I love the cavalier, maverick, mercurialness of it. I love that, like, for periods of 30 minutes, an hour, they can really make Australia look like less than human. And it's all on. And it's the nature of the fragility and, like, tenseness and, like grasplessness of sport and excellence. They're capable. They give you these glimpses of amazing cricket, and then a couple of hours later, you another fucking Reshes, please, at the Lane Cove West Bowling Club, and a bloke's fucking shoes coming off. Why? Whose shoe has ever come off playing sport? Honestly, have you ever picked up a ball? He goes, "How does your shoe come off? How?" That's Pakistan, and I love it.
You ever go to a party and there's a guy who just always gets naked and like you swear to God you were just talking to him and he's like, "Hey, where the fuck did your pants go?"
What's it, mate? What's occurring vis-a-vis pants?
We will take this moment to talk about our sponsor, Smith Optics Australia. You can go to smithopticsaustralia.com and you can use the code FAST to get 25% off your order. We are promoting the Field range. Pezza right now is wearing the Vert. There's also the Wildcat. I believe there's also a Bobcat in there. It's Cats Deluxe. Don't worry about that. Abdullah Shafiq would have done well to have the Chroma Pop technology, to help the old peepers there.
Yeah.
Maybe not enough carrots. Was he out of carrots? Allegedly, that helps your eyes. That is an old wives' tale. What will help your eyes is Smith Optics Australia. 25% off using the code FAST at smithopticsaustralia.com. Pezza, have you been cutting around Sydney in the fastest of the fast sunglasses that anyone has ever seen?
I'm still like at a loss as to the pure desire for these sunglasses.
People are thirsty for them,
mate.
People
there is so much thirst. I'm getting updates every day. There's the code FAST has done tens of thousands of dollars of sales. I'm not bullshitting. People who watch this show, however you consume it, know that I don't quote numbers for this kind of stuff. We're in the. Mate,
That's
it's
fucking good.
But look at how good it makes you feel just to see it on. I don't know if it's some kind of pastiche of like mid-90s cricket with the I guess the fashion coming back. I don't know if it's like this morning, sorry. Camo finishes with 5. He was cutting around in. I've got it. He was in the Momentums today. Apparently, Chroma Pop takes wickets, but for whatever reason, the vagaries of fashion just have like landed this moment for Smith Optics, like and using the code FAST for 25% off. I'm at this barbecue. My mates don't even know it yet. As soon as this file is sent to Charlie, g'day Charlie, I'm walking back out with these on, and I know as soon as I walk back out to this barbecue that I'm gonna be delivering energy to my group. There'll be nothing but energy. I'm serious, and like some might say, "Oh, that's an ironic thing." Some might say, you might just take it at face value. It doesn't matter. Like, it's an energy giver. I put these glasses on my dad the other day. Took a photo. Maybe I can like send it through to the TGC community. Maybe Patreon. And it just looks fucking awesome. Young guys, like I don't know what to say. I do have a correction. Mitch Marsh was not wearing Smith as he took a great catch yesterday. He was wearing a rival brand, who we will not mention. So I do correct the record on that for Hansard, Glenn Hansard. Yeah, once again, like Smith Optics, 25% off. Use the code FAST and just be part of it. It's it's unbelievable gear.
I just want to talk now about Mitch Marsh's innings. Generally speaking, it was fucking sensational. 96 off whatever the number is that makes you feel good about yourself.
30 something. Yeah.
But it was sublime. Pakistan were a little bit unlucky that they did have a couple of umpires' calls not go their way. One off Smith, one off Marsh. Marsh was probably he was the lucky one because he left it and it was just flicking off stump. So like it would have been pretty fair to be given out. Michael Goff said, wouldn't have thought so though. This is the Bison's day. But so, I suppose there was some luck there involved. There was obviously a huge amount of luck there with Paul Abdul's drop catch there at first slip. But it was, apart from that, fucking hell. I mean, I can't tell if they just served up some absolute dross or he was just sublime. I mean, maybe both things can be true at the same time. I don't know. I'm just a simple man broadcasting.
Dog, sorry, go on. Please, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm cutting
but some of the strokes, it were fucking electric. Like just front foot. This is Australia. This is my time. Who the fuck is Cam Green? Remember him? I don't. I bat 6. I'm currently Australia's best cricketer. Yep. That's what Mitch Marsh is at the moment. Fucking hell, man. What a guy. What a man. What a knock.
And a lot is made of his friendship with Pat Cummins, and I can hear people right now, like people who are not of the Cummins politic, might be like, please don't make Mitch Marsh's success a Pat Cummins success and align it to his captaincy. Though it is, I won't. Like, what you just said before. Like, Mitch Marsh actually harks back to the Australiana we know. I'm talking about, like, he doesn't get onto the front foot. He gets onto the front stool or the front dog. It's not a foot with Mitch Marsh. And it's the same with the back. He doesn't play shots off the back foot. He plays them off the back dog. You know what I'm saying? That's the energy of Mitch Marsh, which I think a lot of people, like, this is how him and Cummins are bringing people together. Cummins might have his his views, which are correct. And some might disagree with them because they're looking to conserve their money. But which again is a state of nature stuff. That's Thomas Hobbes. All good, like all good. Each to their own, I guess. But the way they bring people together is that like Cummo finishes with 5 for, and Mitch Marsh finishes with 96. And I like that with Mitch Marsh, if it's possible poetically, that like there's still a humanity to him. You could feel his nerves in the 90s, as the echoes of the sound around the the Shane Warne stand in the MCG happened, and every single cross on TV was to his family. Like that was beautiful TV direction and soundscaping as far as I'm concerned. But like with Mitch Marsh now, he goes like this is actualization. And obviously, look at his scores. I kind of like that there isn't 3 figures next to his name if it's possible, because they're just the scores of a number 6. Like, it's fucking number 6 runs. Coming in at 6. All the top order guys are there to score at their bulk runs, however many balls they take, whatever. Marsh comes in at 6, goes at a clip, helps the team out, saves their asses. And what I meant to say this yesterday, but I forgot. I hadn't expected him to contribute with the ball. But every time he's getting the ball in his hand, he's making it talk. Like, this is a guy that's actualising in his cricket right now. And I love the conversation about how it's like, how do we get Cam Green into the team? How do we get a guy into the team for what he might be later? It's like, what he might be is what Marsh is now.
Yep.
Bulk runs at pace, ball in hand, making it talk. It's a fucking presence in the gully. It's Western Australia. It's the family there. It's Australian. It's Australiana. Let's get him to the India series next year, to the England series, and watch him really come to life. He's got a fucking moustache. He's able to talk to Howie at drinks or whatever the fuck it is, and give him bits. Okay, he gets out soon after. I'm backing you up here. I just think it's very, very good stuff. You know, another guy thriving under the Cummins-McDonald axis, the emphasis on adulthood, independence, being a, fully fledged voting age person, not being told what to do. Sorry about the last bit I just said, but there you go.
The other main contributor for Australia today, obviously Pat Cummins finished the day with taking his 10th 5-wicket haul in Test match cricket. If that makes you feel good, all the best to you and the sock wrapped around you at this moment in time. Steve Smith has a wonderful record at the MCG. I think at some point today he averaged over 80 in his 11 or 12 innings at the MCG. He gets 50 out last ball of the day today, but he batted really well. I find it hard to watch Smith now and not think about 2019 and those Ashes. Yeah. And just like, I've never seen anything like that from an Australian player as good as Australian players have played.
I see where you're going.
But then since then, it's like, it's looked so much harder to bat. I don't know like what that's about, if it's about anything. I mean, he's still scored hundreds and he's still playing well. I'm not saying like he needs to go or anything, but I'm just saying like, like today's innings, even though it's a hard wicket, et cetera, that's what I look at Steve Smith now. And so look, it's a crucial innings. 4 for 16, said the correct way, and over 100 run stand with Marsh. They've got a good record together as well, as a couple. I mean, and but Smith's innings today, it's like
I'm talking about couples records. Sorry. You got me there. Very good record as a couple.
I look at Smith and it's like, oh, he gets hit in the pads a lot now, you know, like he doesn't have the same fluency. So I guess what I'm saying is like, I preferred his previous album,
Yeah.
I preferred the old stuff,
Yeah, dude. I think that's very fair comment, and we have I don't know if it's a global phenomenon, I'm sure it is in some way. It's a particular Australian phenomenon where like if a team or a player reaches a certain standard, they're judged against that standard forever. I mean, this team is judged against the standard of Steve Waugh, who raised the bar, and his team who raised the bar above anybody who had like above anybody who'd come before him in cricket. And we do this to our teams and our players. I don't know what Steve Smith's average is since England. I'm sure it's very comparable and still high level. But because he tickled Bradman's balls once again during the 2019 series, I think he's judged a bit harshly. But even so, like you meant, I think albums is a good reference there. Maybe he is in his like US desert, Queens of the Stone Age, Nevada kind of era where he's exploring new places, and maybe he'll come back. He's clearly playing without fluency. He could scarcely time a ball today. It took him a long time to hit a boundary. I liked that in the game situation, he seemed to lean into it. He seemed to accept it and not try and fight it. Particularly as a panic save, especially you shouldn't if you don't know what it is. But I admired that, because sometimes sport and life isn't easy. Sometimes you have to grind and wrestle, and he always seems to be doing that with himself and expending energy. The numbers that he puts up are still outrageous. He averages over 49 away from home. So he can take all the time he likes, as far as I'm concerned, even if the Smith optic isn't great, and it's not, and it's gonna look worse as he ages. Why is it? Like, it's a mark of respect to him that I think so many of us think, oh, he's just coming through this phase and he's going to come back to what it was. And the guy's 34. You know how hard it is to see the ball when it's 34? Seriously. So, mate, in the circumstance today, you know, imagine being a kid. You go out to bat, it's 4 for 16, it's a Boxing Day test, and the Pakistanis are coming hard at you with Tamasha stuff, and you just grit out a 50 throughout the day. off 200 rocks plus and annoy them in the process, and you're not even batting that well, it's still good cricket, and I'm appreciating it. So I'm finishing on a positive for the Smith optic for me.
100% Pezza. I'm going to give the final word. I would highly recommend, if you are enjoying the summer of cricket so far, obviously a few months to go here, plenty of games, plenty of days played to happen. Please do join us on Patreon, patreon.com/GrowCricketer. You're going to get the live chat. I'll tell you what, the live chat, I presume everyone on the live chat is watching it right now. Well played, everyone involved. It's just sensational gear. I'll just give the final words to Higgins, the old grave robber, is the title of this.
That's the title. Yeah, all right. Sorry, I talk about yourself. Yeah. Third person. Final word to old Higgins there, the old grave robber.
I'm going to slip into my character, the old grave robber. No, this is from the patron who decided to call himself that, so thanks very much, Dad. He said, me dad cheered when Marnus got out because he wants Pakistan to show some fight. He also only raised the rent by 10%, 17% on his fourth, sixth investment property last quarter, so he's one of the good ones. Plus, he only bowled 2 bounces and over in the nets when I was 9. It's been 8-10 months, and Mum says I should go to therapy. That's how we're all feeling right now, Australia. It's a game of cricket. It's a game of cricket. Something's happening. The game will probably finish tomorrow. It's going to be an enjoyable day, whichever way that goes. I think we know which way it's going to go, but fucking hell, it's been fun. See you guys on the internet tomorrow. Cheers.